everyone, NetNet here. Today I'm coming at you with another Marvel's Avengers video, telling you everything you know about the Marvel's Avengers game coming out September 2020. Today we're going over a lot of the frequently asked questions about this game. So, first off, is this just another LEGO game? Is this just Disney Infinity? I went over this in my very first video. Basically, no, because it's a game. It's going to get you a lot more involved. I'm sure you can already see that here in the video. Next, is there going to be MCU skins like in Spider-Man PS4? Short answer, we don't know. We know that there is going to be microtransactions. We know this game is in no way affiliated with the MCU. If they wanted to, they could do that. I would personally, if I was the developer of the game, I'd put them in as a microtransaction to get me some money to make sure the game makes some money. And I'm sure a lot of people would pay for MCU skins. Secondly, is Hawkeye going to be in the game? We have a lot of the MCU cast from the original Avengers movie, except for Hawkeye. And even still, he's a core Avenger. He has been a core. Once again, short answer, we don't know. But after E3, Bill Roseman, vice president of Marvel Games, tweeted out, "Hey Hawkeye fans, we haven't forgotten you. Be sure to stay tuned and whatever." This was in reply to a tweet about Marvel's Avengers, the game. So we know that Hawkeye is not going to be in the game at launch. At least that's what the developers have said in interviews so far. Well, they haven't said no to him, but they've said these 6 characters, Kamala Khan, Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, Black Widow, and Hulk, are going to be the 6 at launch. But also, we know Hawkeye is also confirmed in this universe for another reason, which is he was mentioned by name in the Black Widow prequel comic that ties into this game's universe. Next, if you've seen in some game trailers or some bits of gameplay, which I'm sure I can insert right here, we see when some characters attack villains, maybe when they kill the bad guys, a green swirl goes around the Avenger. But we don't know what this is for. Maybe this is added XP, whatever. But a major complaint is that a lot of people do not like this green swirl, and I honestly can agree. I can get used to it, but I don't really want it there. We have confirmation it's going to be in the game, but hopefully there's a way to toggle it off. The developers have not said anything about that yet. Next, the number of playable vendors at launch. We've been told it's 6. It's sad, but we also know about Hank Pym. He's in the game. He's also Ant-Man in the comics. A lot of people are excited to play as him. So we don't know really about his status in the game. We know he's going to show us around some missions, but hopefully we can play him in Warzone missions or whatever after launch as a playable character with lots of skins. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of skins for him. So, once again, really exciting. We can only hope. It's one of those things where we really can only hope that he'll be added as a playable character in the game as Ant-Man. Next, we're going to talk about alternate endings. In an interview, Scott Amos talked about alternate endings, saying that some decisions we would make in the game, so we can make decisions in the game, will have an impact throughout the story. Really cool, different thing. I wasn't really expecting it for this kind of game, but it's appreciated. We can replay the game, get different outcomes. Really cool. Maybe we'll have a choice as to what method we're going to use to get Hulk. Maybe if we could like talk him through it, or maybe we like attack him with Kamala. We'll see. I'm not really sure how this all is going to go down. Is it going to be like a Telltale game? I don't think so. Next is the length of the game. And that's how it's been phrased when it's been said in interviews and stuff. But it's really the length of the campaign. Anyways, it's been said to be only around 10 to 12 hours, which isn't a lot for a game. Personally, I take a long time with campaigns anyways. I take my time. Don't get a ton of hours in per week, maybe like 2 hours in per week. So this would actually be kind of good for me, but not for many of other people who are going to grind at this game. But here's the thing. Warzone missions, which are going to be post-launch and post-campaign, and you can also play them during campaign, which is recommended by the developers, are going to last far much longer. They're going to involve a story in them, but you can also play them with your friends or by yourself, but they're gonna tie into the story and whatever. So if you want more story after the campaign, there's always Warzone missions to fall back onto. Next is something said by a game designer at Crystal Dynamics. In these Warzone missions, post-game, there will be, quote, hero-sized villains. Credit to Noah Hughes. That's cool. So we know they're not just going to be Warzones aren't just going to be full of goons or whatever, or little robots. So Loki is in the prequel comics. Maybe we'll fight him in a Warzone, just flying around, changing stuff up with magic, and we're all fighting Loki, for an example. I don't know, but that would be really cool. Next, confirmed by Sean Sky, is there will be a water level. So is this Lemuria? Is this Atlantis? Is this just a regular AIM place underwater? We don't know. Hopefully, we'll be able to go to this region afterwards. And I'll include a little clip here. In an Iron Man combat display, we see Iron Man fighting an AIM robot, what looks to be underwater. So we'll see about that. If that's going to be the underwater level, if it's going to be more than that. Once again, we don't know yet. We'll see. We're waiting for more marketing to happen. I don't really know. Next, from Scott Amos himself, we hear the only restrictions for Warzone missions is that you have to pick different characters. So you can't take down something as a big team of Hulks or a big team of Iron Men. But it's still going to be really fun because it's going to be more like almost like the scenes in the movies where you have different Avengers doing different things, trying to take down the bad guy. Next, one of the most asked questions is, does this share a game universe with Spider-Man PS4? There's Taskmaster in both. Spider-Man goes to Avengers Tower, which is also in Spider-Man PS4, and said the Avengers went to the West Coast, and the Avengers are fighting in the West Coast here. Do we know? No, but there's a pretty probable answer. They're probably not in the same universe. In this game, there's a war table where you can travel all throughout the world. So, probably not already, because they're not just focused on the West Coast. The Taskmasters look different. And here's the thing with licensing issues, basically, in years to come, this game can have a Spider Man in the game. Maybe it'll be a Spider Woman. Maybe it's a Miles Morales. I don't know. Maybe it's Spider Gwen. Maybe it is Peter Parker. We don't know, but it would have to be Crystal Dynamics' own rendition of it because of property licensings and whatever. So probably not. Maybe in years to come we can see it, especially once this game has built a name for itself and distinguished itself as separate from the MCU, separate from Spider-Man PS4, because that really is what it is. And that goes on to the next thing. When asked if Spider-Man was in the game, the developers said that they are creating their own universe. So that's a pretty nondescript answer, so it could mean that they're gonna have him in there and they're creating their own Spider-Man. Should be cool, but we don't. Once again, they're not connected. They could have their own Spider-Man. Next is a pretty big question. Beta. Beta. There is going to be a beta for the game. Will it be available for all consoles? It will at least be available for PS4 and at least for Xbox. I don't know about Stadia or PC. We know it's available for PlayStation because at E3 and in the game overview, they announced PlayStation will get the beta first. They get it a week earlier, and my guess is it will definitely be on Xbox. You can pre-order it, and once you pre-order it somewhere, you get it for beta. So it'll probably be on PC too. I don't even know if this game is going to be on Stadia anymore due to its week launch, but that's really aside the point. Once you do pre-order it, so Amazon, PlayStation, Xbox, whatever you use to pre-order the game, you're going to get an email sent to that account for pre-order. So make sure you have access to that account, to that email. And then you would go to the Square Enix website, create an account, and go on from there and wait until the beta is released. Hopefully we get dates for that sooner or later. We don't know what's going to be in the beta or whatever, but we'll just have to wait and see. Next is, has there been any more news for the game? Depending on when this is released, probably no. I don't know if this is going to be the video. Maybe I'll edit it out depending on when this video comes out. Hopefully there will be news on the 15th because that is the game's original release date. That's what people are thinking. Last complaint is this game is said to be a games as a service game. That's gonna be pretty bad, right? Wrong. But you're gonna have to stay subscribed. But you're gonna have to subscribe and hit the notification bell to see my spots that one because that one will take up its own video of me explaining why it's actually good. Leave a like if you enjoyed my responses, enjoyed the news you got, enjoyed the video in general. Leave a comment down below what other questions you have for the game. I know a lot about this game, and I'm sure I can answer some questions. Thank you all so much for watching. See ya!